Hi there. I'm going to explain a CAT 2024 Slot 1 passage. It's a passage on Bandicoots, a very simple to read passage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to directly take you to the structure of the passage. Thereafter, we'll understand the logic of elimination in the questions. Look at the structure of the passage. Para 1 and 2 introduce bandicoots and their characteristics. Paragraph 3 shows bandicoots were endangered by predators since some cats were imported and those cats were killing the bandicoots, and some bandicoot species went extinct. Paragraph 4 indicates that the bandicoots that were there in the predator free islands survived and identifies this as an important reason for the bandicoot survival. Paragraph 5, mark my words, there is a transition point and introduces a fresh perspective in the passage. Wild Deserts, a conservation program, and it's making efforts for bandicoot revival. So they import bandicoots and make efforts to revive the bandicoots. Para 6 indicates that the imported bandicoots are put in some sort of exclosures or isolated place and kept in protection from invasive species. And finally, paragraph 7 indicates that there are signs of revival, as in there were signs of revival. So this gives you the snapshot of the passage. Okay, now let's move on to the questions. Let's read the first question of the passage. According to the text, the western barred bandicoots now have a flattering name because. You should read the question very carefully. Why do they have the flattering name? This is the main question. Let's look at the options now. Because they have grown fivefold in terms of population, led a revival in preserving the species, aided in altering an arid environment, led to a surge and increase of rainfall. Now, two options straight away you can eliminate. But before that, let me take you to the passage reference. This portion, with their constant digging, the bandicoots trap moisture and allow for seed germination. So this is what they do, right? This is they have a flattering name. And what is that flattering name? They are called ecosystem engineers, as indicated in the last sentence. Okay, ecosystem engineers. So why are they named as ecosystem engineers? Because they do something. What is it that they do? That is, the bandicoots trap moisture and allow for seed germination. This is clearly brought up in option 3, aided in altering an arid environment. What does arid mean? Dry, wherein a piece of land where rainfall does not take place. So that's what these bandicoots are doing in any case. That brings us straight to option number 3, and you can very easily eliminate the other options. Especially options 1 and 4 can be quickly eliminated. Let us compare 3 with option 2. Led a revival in preserving the species. Can this be the correct option? No, because the sentence does not say that the revival had happened. Revival and in preserving the species actually took place. It simply says that the cattle damaged desert can restore itself. So it's a purpose identified here, right? Not that it actually led to a revival, and therefore option 2 can be eliminated. The correct option is option 3. Let's look at the next question now. Let's read the question stem carefully. Which one of the following options does not represent the characteristics of the western barred bandicoots? I have marked the important words in the question in bold. Let's take a look at the options now. First option says they have the look of a rat, but with a baby pouch and slender snout. Yes, it has the look of a rat, can be inferred, because if you look at the passage reference, it says they were nicknamed zebra rat. So from zebra rat, you can infer that the bandicoots have the look of a rat. This is correct. But with a baby pouch, yes, they do have the pouch also. Here it is indicated in the passage. It carried its breath mint sized babies in a backward facing pouch. So it's there in the passage. And a slender snout, the slender snouted marsupials, it's very clearly indicated in the first sentence itself. So it doesn't fit in the not category. These are the characteristics. So this option can be safely eliminated. Let's look at option 2 now. Shallow diggers having an elongated muzzle. Let us analyze option 3 first and then we'll come back to options 2 and 4 to compare them. Option 3 says long thin nose, black striped back and pouch for jockeys. All the three characteristics are there. Let's look at the passage quickly. Here it says black striped drum, it's there, black striped back. Pouch for joys. Pouch for joys is already identified with babies in a backward facing pouch. It's already there. Okay. Long thin nose is slender snouted marsupials called bandicoots. It tells us that they have long thin nose. So, well, all the three characteristic features are there, and therefore option 3 can also be safely eliminated. Now let's compare options 2 and 4. And in order to do that, I've got an analysis chart ready for you. Let's take a look at it. Now see, according to the information given in the passage, all bandicoots are marsupials. All bandicoots are marsupials. And all bandicoots have elongated muzzle. Take a look at here. Take a look at this. Their muzzle, bandicoot's muzzle, which is much too long. So, which means all bandicoots have elongated muzzle. So, to wrap it up, all bandicoots are marsupials and all bandicoots have elongated muzzle. Now, what does option 2 say? Shallow diggers having an elongated muzzle. So, if all bandicoots have elongated muzzle and some of them are shallow diggers, as in the mothers who dig shallow, they are the shallow diggers. So shallow diggers must also have an elongated muzzle. So this is a true statement about the characteristics of bandicoots. So shallow diggers having an elongated muzzle is correct, and therefore this option can be eliminated. Okay, now let's look at option 4. Smallest black striped marsupial. Now, the point is, this is misleading. Why? Because according to the passage, here, if you look at this point, the zebra rat, the smallest bandicoot. It's the smallest bandicoot, not the smallest marsupial. These are two different categories, marsupials and bandicoots. So, zebra rat, which is the western barred bandicoot, is the smallest bandicoot, not the smallest marsupial. So, this is a misrepresentation. This is wrong. And look at this now. Listen to me carefully. Uses camouflage. Now, do they use camouflage? Let's look at this portion of the passage. So, mothers could forage for food and dig shallow, camouflaged shelters. See, the shelters are camouflaged. Not that they use camouflage. If they use camouflage, they would change their colors like a chameleon and all that. But the passage doesn't say that, The shelters are camouflaged, as in the shelters would be in such a way that it would be not visible to the predators. So the shelters are camouflaged, not that the marsupials use camouflage in any case. So uses camouflage is wrong. Marsupial itself is wrong. Okay. Therefore, this is the correct option that does not represent the characteristics of the western barred bandicoot. So option 4 should be your choice. Let us read the next question carefully. The text uses the word exclosures because Wild Deserts has adopted a measure of restoring cattle damaged deserts to green landscapes. Let's read the passage reference first. The imported bandicoots occupy 2 fenced exclosures cleared of invasive rabbits. This very clearly shows that the bandicoots were protected. from the attack of invasive rabbits or invasive species. So that's a clue here. So, well, one is nowhere mentioned in the passage source at all. One can be easily eliminated. Now, let's read 3 before we compare 2 and 4. Reading the main desert of feral cats and large bilbies. See, as if you can see this portion, um, wild training zone, there's a training zone wherein bilbies are there. Probably they are being trained on how to evade feral cats and other predators. So, well, 3 can also be eliminated. Reading the main desert, they're not reading. In fact, bilbies and probably the predators are also very much there. So, 1 and 3 are eliminated. Now, let's compare 2 and 4. Excluding animals to make the islands predator free, barring the entry of invasive species. Excluding all animals or only barring the entry of invasive species. The clue is here, cleared of invasive rabbits. So, well, therefore the correct option is 4. Generalizing in the sense excluding all animals is wrong. Barring the entry of invasive species is therefore the correct option. This option specifically mentions invasive, which is important. Let us read the next question. Which one of the following statements provides a gist of this passage? Gist as in the main substance. Now, in order to eliminate the wrong options and select the correct one, you do well to go back to the structure of the passage. Let's take a snapshot of the structure. It's here on the slide. We can quickly relate this snapshot to the options given. First option says the negligent attitude of British colonists towards these bandicoots, evidenced by the names given to them, led to their annihilation. Annihilation as in total destruction. This is totally false. So we can quickly eliminate this option based on this. Led to their annihilation? No. In fact, the bandicoots survived. You can see in paragraph 4, some bandicoots survived. Okay. So again, based on the same fact given in the passage, you can eliminate a few more options. Like, for example, you can eliminate option 4. The onslaught of animals such as cattle, rabbits, house cats brought in by the British led to the extinction. No, a few survived. A few bandicoots survived. There was a remnant population in the island. Okay, so well, this can also be eliminated. So options 1 and 4 eliminated for the same reasons. Look at option 3. The subject here is marsupials. Marsupials are going extinct. This option can be quickly eliminated because 1, the passage is not generally about marsupials. It's specifically about a particular type of marsupial called western barred bandicoot. So there you are. It can be quickly eliminated therefore, and in any case it says are going extinct, which is also wrong. So these 3 options can quickly and easily be eliminated. Look at option 2. A type of bandicoots was nearly wiped out. True according to the passage. If you look at the structure of the passage, it clearly shows that yes, by invasive species, there was a type of bandicoot, that is the western barred bandicoot, that was nearly wiped out. Rescuers, yes, there was an agency trying to protect by creating exclosures and all. And as a result, what happened? Yes, there were signs of revival. So there was a surviving population or a remnant island population. The rescuers were trying to protect the remnant island population. And there are signs of revival, as in there were signs of revival. So pin hopes can also be inferred. Option 2 is the correct option. Right? It captures all the important points of the passage.